Hello. So, today, I will be painting my nails, and I know I said I wasn't going to talk about shifting that much anymore, but I kind of have some thoughts on it still. So, I am going to be talking about universal rules, or universe rules. So, I don't know if there's already a term for this in the shifting community. To be honest, I'm not exactly a part of it. I just see videos here and there because I like the stories. But I have universe rules. Side note, look at this thing that my sister paid way too much money for. It says strawberry milk. Yes, I did check. And I put water in it. Anyway, so I was thinking for universe rules, because everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people write scripts, right? So in scripting, you put things like your name, your time ratio, and like where you're going, how old you are, what point in the story you're in. Some of them, there's all these different methods of scripting, which I might make another script just to see what happens. My last one I've kind of grown bored of. I don't think I ever shifted to that one, but I did grow kind of bored of it. So I might make a new one, and I might do another script with me for that one. But, so universal rules, let's get to that, right? I like to include pain tolerance, as a universal rule. So if I ever just want to like scriptlessly shift, which I have done before if you've seen that video, where I shifted to the Vampire Diaries and nearly had my guts explode. So the way that I script like a pain tolerance for my universal rule, like, okay, I feel like I'm explaining this very poorly, but universal rules, the way that I interpret them, are, you don't need a script. You already have these rules, and you kind of stick to them wherever you shift, like your pain tolerance, time ratio, and all that jazz, right? So, pain tolerance. Some people really, they like to write they don't feel pain, and I feel like that is a bad thing to do. Because you could be, like, on the verge of dying, and you wouldn't know. Why? Because you don't feel pain. Like, you could be missing like your arm or something, and you wouldn't realize it until you tried to use your arm because you don't feel pain. Like, I feel like that's just a bad thing. So I have a high pain tolerance, built into my universal rules is a high pain tolerance, which I think you should too. I think you should put a high pain tolerance. And examples if you really want to get like super specific or whatever. But another thing is time ratios. So some people really say, okay, time ratios are actually really important, and you should put some thought into them. Because if you don't know what a time ratio is, it is however long you're going to be gone. Okay, so it's over how much time passes in your CR equals how much time passes in your DR, right? Like what's the ratio? I have 1 minute equals 1 hour. Some people put 1 second equals 1 day. I think that's too much, because you could be, let's see, shifting for an hour, right? That's 60 minutes. Every minute is 60 seconds. That's like that's more than 120 seconds, which is more than 120 days, which is a little under half a year. So let's see, 2 minutes is 120 seconds. If you have 1 second equals 1 day, you have shifted for 2 minutes and you've been gone for 120 days. Like you've already experienced 120 days in your DR. That's gonna be wild when you shift back or when you come back to your CR and you have 120 days of memory, but your body has only been, like this brain is different from this brain. So I feel like that could just have bad side effects. Having something so small, like the ratio being so, I guess the ratio is actually high. It being such a high ratio like that. So I think 1 minute equaling, what did I say? 1 hour? 1 hour equals 1 day. I feel like that's better. Or even a minute equaling an hour. I think that's what I actually have, is a minute and an hour. Yeah, I believe so. Because when you shift back, it's not that hard on your brain, or it shouldn't be that hard on your brain to process this new information, basically. So time ratios are important. Put some thought into them. Don't just, do whatever. I mean, you can do whatever, obviously. I won't stop you, but, you shouldn't. So. I had a lot more. Oh, dying. I can't die in my DR. That's what so many people put, is that they can't die in their DR, right? That's a little, because what if you're, missing... Okay. I get not dying in your DR, I guess. I thought about it some more during the little pause I took. I guess. I could see why you wouldn't want to die in your DR, but, you just... you just come back, assumably. You presumably come back after you die in your DR. I'm pretty sure that you just come back. Because, there's no... there's nowhere for you to occupy in that DR? Question mark? I don't know. So I guess that one makes sense. But trauma. Let's talk about that one real quick. Okay. So people put that they can't get traumatized in their DR, right? I feel like that's horrible. I feel like that's really bad. I feel like you should not be doing that. And let me tell you why. Because say you see somebody die right in front of you, right? That's a traumatizing event. Or you get abused. That's some traumatizing stuff. Your DR self won't be traumatized. However, when you come back to your CR, you are still going to have those memories. So you will be traumatized because those memories haven't been dealt with. So what I suggest instead, which I thought about this after hearing so many people talk about, oh, you can't get what if you script that you can't get traumatized, right? And the whole the small little trauma debate that was going on Shift Talk. I think I caught the end of it, but so what I think you should do instead is write or script or whatever that you deal with trauma in a healthy manner, I guess. I forgot my wording, but you deal with it, right? So that even if you do get traumatized, say, somebody dies in front of you or you get abused or whatever, then it got really dark. Okay, that when you come back to your CR, depending on the time, you will have already dealt with it. You'll have dealt with that trauma already. And it won't be, you won't be traumatized anymore. That's a dangerous sentence to say. But, it won't really affect you as much because you've already dealt with it. You've gone through, you've gotten past it already. I think that's a much more effective like rule than just to say that you don't get traumatized. Because I think a lot of people forget that they come back to their CR with memories. I mean, some people don't, but like, if you were to come back with your memories, even if it's like, even if you don't believe in shifting, right, and it's just a dream or whatever, you still remember the dream. I'm sure people are affected by nightmares, you know, and those are dreams. Those are actually that's literally just in your head. Like, people are still affected by those nightmares, though. And you know, like, saying that something doesn't happen, it depends. It depends, you know, on whether or not that would actually be helpful. One thing I do want to know is for those that do menstruate, what I think you should add in your script, if it does bother you, because it bothers a lot of people, is instead of putting specifically just do not, like, that doesn't happen, put that doesn't happen and there are no negative side effects, because there are some negative side effects just in this reality to people that don't have it, prevent it, suppress it, whatever, you know? There are some negative side effects. So I would be careful. The whole point of this video is to tell people to be just a little bit more careful with their wording. Because yes, the universe knows what you want, but also the universe will just do what you say. Some of the time, the universe will just do what you say. So these are some things that you should include in your script. That's what this video was supposed to originally be about, and these are some things that you shouldn't include in your script. Let me know. I know I lost some followers, which, fair enough. I only had like 4 that actually cared about me, apparently. So I'm not that upset about it. But if you do want to know my opinions on certain shift correlated questions, I would be happy to answer. I am not a seasoned shifter. I am just someone with thoughts and critical thinking who happens to also be like, okay, sure, well, shifting can totally happen. That's all I've got. If you do want to see a script with me, let me know. I might just make it anyway, to be honest. But let me know, and I will know you will see me in the next one. Bye.